probably them time they kind of start list back some of the thing, man. You know what I mean? But no, I know the work. I don't like me to know the work. I know the work.
Well, let me tell you, man, job well done.
Thank you.
Definitely job well done. Those of you who are locked in, I'm speaking to Baby Sham. Sham has done some really good work when it comes to dancehall, recording for himself, writing for other artists, just navigating through dancehall. And his story is, you know, what I like about Sham is that he stays humble with a huge part of his contribution to the industry, right? And hopefully we can get some of it out of him tonight. Guys, I'm not going to take no phone calls right now. We'll jump in because you guys will be talking to Sham all night, right? But I want you guys to understand this, right? Because for me, when I get certain artists in the studio, I like to just appreciate. I want you guys to appreciate them, right? And I feel like you guys will appreciate these new projects more when you understand the journey, the sacrifice, the dedication that these artists made, you know, in the past and still making now. 4th album, correct?
Yeah, this is the 4th.
Right? And I can't believe it's only 4 because, but then I can believe it at the same time. There's something that I had a conversation with Sham a long time ago, and he may not remember, but I remember it because there's one thing about Sham that always stands out to me when we speak about artists. Sham to me has been the only artist that has mastered pacing yourself in the industry, right? You've remained a dominant force in the industry without having to release a bunch of records one time.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. And I said it to you before because I remember like you would come out and you would make a big song and the song would take over the place and then you just chill again. And then you come back and your big song, chill again, when, you know, your other colleagues would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 songs.
People speculate, you know, they thought I hit the lottery. No, it's only music, but I did the thing properly. Lyrics contradictory. Sweet was the victory. Fools want to duel, but they came with monotony. Some new styles, metaphors. We run the factory. It's all about this quality control at the end of the day.
So it's purposely done.
Yeah. Everything was calculated. Like, nothing was just like just spontaneous was doing what we were doing. Everything was calculated. And at first, I used to kind of push back at Dave Kelly. Because you know when you're young, you're 15. The mass came out when I was 15. When I'm 16 and you're just coming out of high school, you have so much things that you want to say. But he was kind of showing me a blueprint that they had used before with Buju, with Terror. And who am I to question what he did with Buju or with Terror? You know what I mean? He was saying that you have to pace yourself, quality over quantity, and just let the process take its course. You know what I mean? And we kind of followed that to the blueprint and to the T till I became a master.
You mastered it, man, and it was like, okay, Sham is back, problems, and then you root up the industry for a while, and then you just disappear again and fade away, whatever it is that you're doing. And then you come back and you do.
It lasts for probably 3-4 years. So even though we'll take probably a year or 2 years to make a next record, it wouldn't feel like I was trying to climb back the hill. Because that record was still at its peak.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because the record was done properly.
Yes, it was done properly and the promotion was done right. And you have to remember that we were probably one of the only artists at the time that were actually touring. We're working record, like going out there and touring that record for like a year and a half. Instead of like just dropping records, killing records in the street every night with whichever party, whichever dance it is. And 7 different brothers, 7 different minds. Probably it worked for my other colleagues. But I found something that worked for me. You know what I mean?
And it seems like you're still using that formula.
Still have that formula. It's the blueprint. It's the blueprint.
Because I know that you're still touring.
Yeah.
I know that you're still a big name. I know people still get excited about you. By the way, guys, if you guys haven't seen Baby Sham on a stage show, you just don't know what you're missing. Like, Sham is full package. He's like full package. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I want you guys to appreciate Sham before I even introduce you to the new project. I want you guys to appreciate Sham because Sham has done so much for the industry on and off stage. That whole Madhouse thing is something that, you know, people don't talk about a lot, but you are a really, you know, strong column in the whole organization of the music that went out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The lyrics that was also penned, like you played a really big role. When did you start at Madhouse?
I started, I was like a fly on the wall, or like a sponge in the room from like age 12, 13. But they wouldn't allow me to record. So you find that when 92, 93, when they were recording Pepper Seed, I was there. when Butcher record like, no man I look about me now in the race, but I was kind of watching and someone I play number 2 from Terror. I was in the studio in my Calabar uniform, just there, just vibing, kind of learning on the fly, waiting for my time. I wanted to record. I thought I was ready to record, but Dave wouldn't record me because for him, it was like not until he graduated from school. Because there was an incident with Little Lenny, like probably 5-6 years before, when Little Lenny had, I think the song was
Gun in a Bag.
She have the gun in her back, gigi. So they produced that record, but then Little Lenny was attending Casey and ended up getting expelled from school. So he thought that he kind of smeared Little Lenny educational growth. You know what I mean? Because you never know what Lenny would have became. You know what I mean? Which Lenny have since then done great things for himself. You know what I mean? Have his own business going on, but
he didn't want to take that chance again.
Didn't want to take that chance again and deprive me of getting my, you know what I mean, graduation certificate and finishing high school. So I had to sit there and
So you had lyrics at that time when you were sitting there?
Whole heap of lyrics, man. Remember, Calabar, Calabar is known for literature and English, more than any other subject. And if you don't believe me, go and check the stats. Just check it. From Massacre, Cartel, Dexter, myself, it goes a long way. And just check the lyrical content of all these names that I'm calling. It's not no fluke.
Right.
Calabar is known for that. Literature, the literature program is something different, you know what I mean?
So how did Dave discover you, or how did you discover Dave?
I used to play a sound system. First of all, my uncle had a sound system by the name of Studamix. Studamix used to compete with
Studamix?
Yeah, the Studamix, that I'm my uncle. So Shearer from Studamix, Beckett, that I'm my uncle, my father, only brother. You know what I mean? So we used to go to Waterhouse. Supercat used to perform on the sound system. Beanie Man, from the early days, Little John. Call the police for me. That's John Wayne.
Yeah.
John Wayne, yeah. So we naturally kind of own the skill from them. But then Studamix wasn't like a production company that's putting out records. Studamix is really a development home, you know what I mean? Like a lot of artists come through there and develop and then take their talents onto elsewhere, whether King Jamis, because Jamis had his production thing going. So I started playing a younger sound system now in doing a part by the name of Super Tremor. So we used to save lunch money and I buy a whole heap of 7 inches. For those who don't know, 7 inches, it's the smaller vinyl, it's called 45. And you have the EP, the LP, or whatever, you know what I mean? So we save money, and one of the artists that run the place at the time was Bojo Banta. So every record would come out, every Friday evening, we save money, sell bottle, whatever we had to sell, you know what I mean? Whatever we had to do so we can get the latest Bojo record, and we've got to, I think it was Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Time, you know? Yeah, man. Aquarius, so we go to Aquarius sometime, we not even have the full money, but them get to know so much them give it and know, so we owe them a $2 or $1.50, you know what I mean? But there was always this name beside Bojo name. So you have Bojo Bantan, Mark Myers / D Kelly, or Rude Boy Kelly, you know what I mean? So me and Rudy, my friend, them know me, I tell them, say, yo, if we really have to do this, I think this type of producer for really fine and go work with this producer. Because the beat them just, or my Bojo deliver, and the timing of the records them too, you know what I mean? Because I never feel like, it felt like a gun was being burst in timing. You know what I mean? And nothing missing, you know what I mean? So we went and linked Dave Kelly and did a audition for him at the time down by Penthouse, and I said, well, yeah, solid. You can work on your breathing technique, but me no 2 records, all lads. So when you come link back, which a 3-year time at this time
wow.
In the second farm, you know. So therefore wait 3 years till after 5th farm before he give me a chance, you know what I mean? But anyway,
were you Sham at that time, or did you have another name?
No, at the time my name Baby Sham.
Baby Sham.
Yeah, because we used to like enter DJ competitions with a Waterhouse, Dwayne Park, and my real name is Damian Dean Beckett, so my mom called me Dean. And my friend them when me a perform used to call me Dean Man, but Dean Man was too close to me. Okay, you know what I mean? So a friend of mine, sister, by the name of Trisha, she came up with the name Baby Champagne. You know, the first time I get a name, I said, on stage, Baby, Sham, Baby. I said, no, that's too long. Cut out the pain, I would just leave it at Baby Sham, you know what I mean? So anyway, kept going back to the studio because if somebody like Dave Kelly tell you that they're interested, but you just have to just keep developing. You can come to the studio whenever you want. Just come check out what I want as long as you know interfere with the schoolwork or whatever. So I would visit the studio like every 2-3 days. Till Bonnie at the time, Bonnie was the security done by Penthouse. From a pull up, Bonnie just fly the gate and know, so alright, the general said, let him in the chair. Dave upstairs, bam, bam, bam. You go in at the studio, you see Mass Every Fit, you see Bujo, you see Garnet Silk. You have so many great names, you know what I mean? And you just sit in the corner, you kind of learn like a sponge, just watch how Bujo doing delivery, my breathe through nose, you know what I mean? Like at them time, I realize that when you're DJing, you don't take breath through your mouth, like, no. You know what I mean? They breathe through your nose. Like a whole heap of things I kind of learned during that 3 years, just being like, you watch Terror. Even though Bujo is so great, then Terror is different in our own way because of how him ride rhythms and in concept of how him go about riding the rhythm, you kind of pick him brain and find out what way you riding. Are you going off the snare or the hi-hat or the drum or the bass, you know what I mean? Because I ask questions, like you don't just ask questions. Because after a while, you become one of them and them stay there every day for like 3 years. You're just not recording. You know what I mean? When they have the plate session, Terror was to come in from the session and you get to shut a one verse or do the intro, you know what I mean? You get to go in from Bujo rehearsal session and you kind of develop from there. Like when your time come now if you have your own band, you know, say, okay, this is how we see treat theme band. When go about in rehearsal and we seriously take the rehearsal. Yeah, from then, as soon as I graduated, I went back to the morning with my graduation certificate. I remember the morning because my mom was going to work, so we went on the same bus from Sherlock, like probably 7 o'clock in the morning. Came off at Sliping Road. She thought that I was going to look a summer job. She went to her, she was working at the garment factory. She went to the garment factory up the Soul for Gap and I went to Penthouse with my certificate in my backpack. Showed him the certificate. He was there with his headphone on for like 3 hours after that. I said, yo, congratulations, how it feel, you know what I mean? We had to think about college, and I said, well, we can't attend college yet, man, I was 15, you know what I mean? And by right, you have to go on to 6th form, but I couldn't go to 6th form because I only took 4 subjects. My mom could only afford 4 subjects, but my mom by herself. And you needed 6 subjects to go to 5th form. So we were planning to repeat 5th form and take over 2 more subjects. So eventually I could get the 6th subject to go to 6th form. Long story short, Dave played the beat and I made about 3-4 hours. Take off your phone and I say, hungry? And I say, yeah man, would I eat something? And I say, alright, can't so far. He's an elder within the Penthouse. Rents, you know what I mean? So far, come upstairs and Dave said, go buy some Ital stew and some porridge. And put on my phone for another 8 hours. I tell you, this is like, from 7:30 to 8. This is like 5 p.m. Then take off my phone. I said, tell me if you like this. I mean, first time I ever hear in a beat. And I said, no, that's bad. And I said, yeah, see if you can find something for it and we can go and build it up. And then me and him alone in the studio for the whole days. One of them days with no other artist there.
So he lived up to his promise immediately.
And to me, I feel like this is my chance. I find something good now. Because if they're away for 3 years, probably when I find something good now, probably another 3 years looking at my way again. You know what I mean? Because I remember in that 3 years span, I've seen artists get 1 chance. Because you have to remember, you have Terror, Love, Daddy School, Donovan Steve, Butch, Wayne Wonder, Spragga, Beanie. Just, you talk about the tops of the tops. So when like a little one man within the realms get a chance and it don't work, he not get back the more chance for now. You know what I mean? Boom! And that's the way you find I'm going to find a thing named the Mass. At the time we never know it named the Mass, but just find some lines. Fire burn for the man, the mouth, the when I stop run, pedophile joke. Lightning and thunder for all of the man, them not pray to the poor. But I was swinging it different. And they swing it fire burn for the man, the mouth, the when I stop run, pedophile joke. Lightning and thunder for all of the man, them not pray to the poor. From a man, but then Dave don't say how that man, but swing it straight. Joe, lightning and thunder for all of the man, them not pray to the poor. That's the number I understand. Quick. like melodies and how melodies kind of work with beats, and you kind of realize it's a different type of producer. Because some producer they just play a beat and you find whatever you want to find. That's how I realized that it was a perfect producer for me.
Can even help you develop?
Yeah, it can help you develop and in tune, melody-wise also, lyrically, you know what I mean? And from then we just been flavors.
Making that first recording,
Yeah.
what was the impact on Dave at that, when it was done? Like, what was that conversation like with you and him after it was completed?
When it was done, I couldn't find a chorus. I find bad verses. From a man start playing number 2, like, I think the second verse go, from a man a bad man and him a flex like a damn well him deserve the fame. Be a bad lines, you know what I mean? But I couldn't find the right chorus for it. And Dave was like, yo, don't you worry about the chorus. I have an idea. Don't worry about the chorus. I have an idea. I said, till even me myself to feel comfortable like this, I said, John, really?
You let him know.
Yeah. Find all of these bad lines, you know what I mean? Yeah, but can't find the chorus. I said, don't worry about the chorus. I have an idea. And like, I come back the next morning and I said, listen, play. You know what I mean? He played like a cathedral song, but it was him and Wayne Wonder singing. So when you tell me say Wayne Wonder is like me, I said, Josh, I'm a boss. Wayne Wonder this. Wayne. You know what I mean? So if I say, yo, you have an intro, and I say, right now, because from I heard it, I knew it coming from some Catholic type of vibe. So I went back in the studio and did, to all those people who are not living right, mourn for them. And that became like my first slogan. And from then it's just been fire. Because from then you realize that me and Dave, it took us 3 years to get there, but then we developed a chemistry. So even the next morning, you recall the first one, it came back the next morning, I was singing, you are not alone, I am not here, though you're far away. I look on him and I say, yo, supposed to flip it and say, girl from your back, you walk in my mouth. Wow. When you come on the street. And it just make it flow. From there, it's like, you have a little youth where you might nurture as a musician and alone to express in chorus. Even old dog like we, it was ABC, don't take me for no 1, 2, 3, that same melody. And whatever I brought to Dave, he never ever shun it. And that really like, you know what I mean?
So hold on. Guys, I want you guys to listen carefully to this conversation that I'm having with Sham. Because there's so many roles that Sham has played in the music that a lot of you guys just don't know. Go back to Old Dog.
So Old Dog is, the melody came from like a nursery rhyme. And we were kids, basically, at about 50, so it's ABC, don't take me for no 1, 2, 3. And Dave said the melody really sick, on the beat. So him start vibe and him come up with the idea, Old Dog like we finish pen it together. The whole vibe in the studio. But who me think it would have fit, and like him I said, think it would have fit. General degree came through. Degree, when he heard it, him be kind of scared of the lyrics, because the lyrics was a little bit raunchy, and Degree was more, they call it commercial. You know what I mean? Spragga did the record fully, delivered it wicked, but to Dave, it just never suits Spragga. And a lot of people don't even know that Spragga.
I heard the Spragga one.
It just never suits Spragga. And him say, you know the perfect, Beanie Man came and swatted like a Xerox. The first time ever me ever see somebody just listen to something one time and listen to DJ like a demo of it. One time I was going to the studio every line. So there's someone who said being a different type of pipe.
So Baby Sham and Dave Kelly wrote Old Dog Like Me.
Yeah, man.
And then Beanie Man comes.
Yeah.
And he records it, and then the rest of it is history. What other songs have you worked with? The big ones, because I know that you're real modest with what you put in, and I want people to understand and appreciate the journey.
So you have so many. You have Dude. Basically,
so that's another big hit for Beanie Man.
For Moses, a lot of from I was there, most of what Moses did for us. If you check the book, it's my handwriting. You know what I mean? Me and Dave would have vibe, but Dave don't like write. So I'm the one that normally have the pen and the paper. I was alright.
So Dave would make the beats and then you and him would just go into a cypher and maybe he gives you the melody and...
we come up with the melody. I would just vibe from there. Like for instance, want a joke off a Jacqueline. That, it wasn't like that. We came up with the concept, myself, Wayne Wonder, and the concept was, have a girl in my bed, me have a draw. For my robbers, taking precaution from the big game, you know, they out like flowers. But Dave is a different mind. When we bring that to Dave, he must say, yo, this bad. Then he link me like about 6:30 the next morning, and he must say, tell me if this sit right with what we are doing. Want a joke off a Jacqueline, but me have to draw for my robbers, for my robbers. And we know, from here to know it. So the whole concept was totally different, but we were on the right path. Him just basically fine-tune it, you know what I mean?
So did you get the opportunity to approve, you know, when Dave vibed something, he would come to you and say,
yeah, man. That's the thing when we are school, you know. We are school different. At school we call Dave or Welly Skelly. When we find whether it's my song or at that time we never have our own studio, so we work a penthouse. So we be able to meet a penthouse like on Tuesdays. Kind of record on Tuesdays. No arts would be there at that time. So we'd write together like 6, 7, 8 songs in one day. So we can knock them out Thursday, Friday. If you come in the studio, you get here and to learn, like you sit in a corner, get the script, and you learn that script for like 2 hours, and boom, you can knock it out while somebody else is also recording. You know?
So did you also say to Dave, give these songs to this artist and that artist, or was that
after a while? Because at first I wasn't there. By the time showtime, I was there. By the time showtime, I could know that, yeah man, this is for that person, this fit that person better, you know what I mean?
And did you write with certain artists in mind at certain times?
Yeah, like I would write for lady song, most.
Wow.
In mind, you know what I mean? Like even, well, if a man understand for me, a lot of people thought it was Star that said, why? So I was at the studio. I just know that it's missing something. I just go in the studio. So when she reach, I saw my those man, them not stop but him up. Why? So it's just a vibe, and Dave kind of allow me to do that. And by that time, I think him kind of respect me enough to realize that your creative energy what we are bringing. We have a chemistry with us unmatched, you know what I mean? I one of them things.
Listen, boy, Sham is in the building, man. He's done so much hit songs and helped to write so many other hit songs that many of you don't even know about. We know the song them, we only don't know. but when you listen to, like, and this is what I love about Sham's story, right? Sham tells his story, and then when you listen to it, you can hear it in the story.
That's right.
Yeah, you can hear it. So you can hear like, yeah, this is Sham. This definitely got to be Sham, right? So, yeah, man, I applaud you for that. And I wanted to start there with the conversation because I feel like people need to know a little bit more about who you are and what you contribute. You know what I mean? To the industry. Madhouse was the major part of. Yeah. And I know your temperament, but that's a big accolade because you are a major part of one of the historical periods in dancehall in a major way.
Major way for real.
You know what I mean? So people give you credit as being this great performer, this great lyricist, and all of that stuff, but it's a lot more too, man.
Yeah, I think that the one of that came from just. If you know Dave, you know, is a person where I always believe in that. It's not about how egos are individual. It's about music and the road that needs to be done. I'm always have that pace and the door of the studio. As our creative juices flow, we stick to our philosophy of using the studio to have fun. So no matter what goes on in the studio, you just leave that in the studio. You know what I mean? So you know you write some of the biggest songs. You don't have to prove anything because at the end of the day, your publishing is the publishing. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you were doing interviews for that at that time. You know, it's not like now when people are doing podcasts and interviews. At that time, you're just writing, coming up with ideas. You have so many ideas that we came up with. Like, for instance, giving them the best one bar. That was a Baby Sham Wayne Wonder combination. But that tells you a producer is a producer, an artist is an artist. Because Tonto Metro and Devante, I think Devante was with Madhouse at first, and Dave Kelly named Devante. His real name is Wayne Passing. You You understand? And he was going to go by the artist name of Wayne Pascal. He was like, there's already a Wayne member here. We can't have a next Wayne. Dave gave him the name Devante. So the first song we did was Fire Go Burn, Wicked and Bad for Murder. And that was an How Do You Feel If You're Awake? I was there. I was just not recorded. You get what I'm saying? I was there in my khaki uniform when one of them sang their right, one of them sang their record. Devante was there, but anyway, Patrick Roberts stole Devante. And they started, but they were in the same yard, you know, Penthouse, Madhouse, and Shocking Vibes worked out at the same building, which is Penthouse. Stole Devante, signed Devante, so you know that Devante is working with Shocking Vibes. And to we, you don't know, young-blooded and ignorant at the same time. We I said, John,
you feel betrayed.
Yeah, me I said, oh, Devante for come learn everything you sang over there. Say, you know what I mean? So me and Wayne now, the downtown I watch Wayne car, I think by the waterfront. Wayne pay some youth and them I watch him car. And I say, sing, I have an idea. And I say, what the idea? But sing, I did have a song where I say, ay, cuanta ya lores, porque lantando siligros y el italian de los corazones. And I couldn't catch it for nothing. So he must say, I'm going to give me a next Spanish song were more easier to catch. We're giving them the best. Un barco chiquitita que no podía navegar. And me I said, boy, you will style and the next door a map, which is by right. Boy, you will style and the next door a mad.
So you talk about
Shocking Vibes, you understand? Yeah. I really demand to them, we really attack, you know what I mean? You hear them smell bad, wash them off with some fat. Some say them huge, but them just a lot. Some drop like leaf, pop off them like tag. Shake off your one like you want them a friend. Turn off your back, them sentence you for young. So can I mix up and blend. Because them did start spread it, say Devante can sing better than we.
One left on my style of
One left my style of them. So we go link Dave now. And we say Dave will find a thing where we think of this, and the follow up this, like I mean a singer, real follow up this to the mask. Singer that get credit for the mask. Because Dave just put it out as Dave Sham. Singer is not on the hook, you know what I mean? But we are alright, this is the real combination now. But link Dave and like Dave and say, oh, this bad singer. Do your part and singer do film part and my time now. And like start first 3-4 line I'm here, Dave, stop it and I say, DJ, come round and something for a second. And we come round back in the studio, we ain't one that alone in the booth. And I say, singer, sing with the DJ, just a DJ, but do it in a year, sing J style, sweet and sour. God. And that's the singer really start. It started from medicine. Like, where we go again? Turn away. Woman, you have the sea right. Them other girl, they are rental. So without we ain't want to probably you wouldn't have a Dexter. Probably you wouldn't have a Vegas. We ain't want to start that sing J, DJ, singer style. So we ain't Dave know what tell him to do it in that style. So then go, boy, you my style on the next door I'm mad. Swear them smell bad, wash them off it. Bro, but no, say it right. Even though in my heart, you kind of feel a way. You kind of feel a way to know that you're not going to be on the record. You know, say, Bamba, this right. You know what I mean? And that's how you know, say, producer just producer. You know what I mean? And artist to artist. Artist can grow to become a producer. Like right now, we are producing and we've been producing. You know what I mean? But at first, you kind of need that.
I feel like you've been training to be a producer all your career, though.
Yeah, because you sit on beside the greatest dancehall producer ever. For almost for more than half of your life, and you sit on there every day. My thing wasn't just coming to studio as an artist to just get there and write or, you know what I mean? My thing was to learn as much as I could from Dave, and at the same time, we had so much trauma and so much thing going around by Sherlock at the time. My friend had passed away early, and I used to use the studio as just somewhere to go. So for instance, I would call Dave Kelly. If you ask his wife or him, he can tell him by 5:30 in the morning, you ready? As soon as I finish half the hill, we used to jog to the hill, Queen's Hill from Sherlock Crescent, exercise and come back down by 5:30. I call him, so well, studio, what time you pick me up? What time for meeting? You know what I mean? And that I did the drive from day one. So you kind of been there, watch him and make the beat them work. You kind of know all of the creative process when used and the sampling, and you realize that he never ever used stock sound. I learned that from early out. I used to quiz him like, why you use stock sound? And I say, if you use stock sound, I think I was sound just the same as everybody thinks. You have used like something creative. Like, you would never hear Dave use a kick from just a machine, drum machine. It's one kick. He would make a kick, and he would put like 4 different kick around it to hide where it's coming from. So you, as a copy, you can't copy. You know what I mean? Yeah, so you kind of learn on the fly from there, and even he would stress on one word, producing it, but yet him having it saying one word or one line for like an hour. And a lot of time you think you get it right, but then when you get it right, you really get it right. Oh, alright. So after a while, it became easy for me to record with Dave. Like when me and Dave record now, it come like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Baby Sham is in studio. He's talking about the process, people. He has a brand new project out, his 4th album, right? And I'm going to get to that in a few minutes. But listen, I want you guys to appreciate the genius of this man. His contributions is crazy. And when you hear me saying contribution crazy, right? And some of the things that he's talking about, I know that you guys are having that moment. Like, I didn't know that moment, because every time Sham does interviews, these are the things that they don't talk about. You know, this is the part that I want to focus on, the contribution, because I want you guys to understand how great he is. My slogan is always that if you can understand the journey and appreciate the journey, you're going to appreciate the project being presented to you. It just makes the new project so much meaningful when you hear the story behind the pain and the dedication and the voyage and the commitment, because that's all it is. It's a lot of pain and commitment and all of that, and love, right? Do you think, and I want you to be honest with me, do you think that the industry has positioned you on the board where you deserve to be positioned?
To me, it's not even about thinking about the industry and where they're positioned. One thing they can't be is positioned where the music is positioned. You know what I mean? They will never forget the name, they will never forget the songs. And that's the only reason why, out of all my peers, I've done way less music. But yet still, we never ever stop working. We never ever stop touring. And when you see us on a concert, like, it's still an moment, like, did he do that song or did he do that song? I can't believe he had so many songs. You know what I mean? So probably there's a we don't call it now, probably some form of fragmentation. They haven't put everything together to make fans see your whole body of work that you have done, and probably it's something on my side also. But we used to be comfortable enough to making hit songs without even put our names in. When the mass come out, there was no name to it. I didn't start putting my name in my songs till probably 1997. And the only reason why I started, I went to Benz Award, and I thought that I would have win so easy. Because for all my peers, like, at the time, probably Archive, Red Rock, Goofy, those artists were coming up at the time, you know what I mean? To me, they were getting radio plays. But when you're going out of dance, and we are running.
Right.
I wasn't getting the radio plays because my content wasn't radio friendly. No, it wasn't kidsy. You know what I mean? You listen what we would knife in a glean and them something. We have a knife in a back pocket in a, we have a drop up in a glean. Why? But to me, when you go to dance and you go on a stool of dance or stand up, we are getting the biggest of the forward there. We are make like 5 times what any other artist around we are making a dub plate. Right. So to me it was easy. Like I said, yo, I will win this easy. And I didn't win. And then when I check it out, it was because of they already kind of, and they already figured out promoting themselves, because they were around Mikey Bennett and they had their own PR company there. Dave did that, none of them. Dave was just the music in an interview, and them under the say, yo, music, them are gonna catch up. When them catch up, none of them now can see. Right. I mean, that's his music. Because go ahead. Yeah, so by 97, like, to me, when I left that award, I'm like, you know what? The next song I didn't have to begin with. So it was Showtime, the first time. Showtime! Hey, we present on stage, come here, introduce myself to the dancer.
It all makes sense now. It all makes sense.
On stage, out of Sherlock Crescent, signed by the Mad People Gang. Baby, you'll never forget that. You know what I mean? And then the next song, Uno no sabi Baby Sham about to tell you. So I kept on just
drilling the name.
Yeah.
Because there's a part of me that feels like, as much as, you know, I have admiration for your contribution, I feel like when the industry talks, they leave Sham out.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if you feel that way. Like, I feel like when they talk, even though some of the people that they're mentioning, your contribution is equated to or even more
even
than.
More.
Yeah, I feel like you're left out. That's why I asked you.
And to me, where I think that comes from is because I was never ever into any of the controversies. I mean, never ever into any of the clashes. It's like for them, for me, it was just raw music. You know what I mean? Raw music. And we have never had like the PR push or none of that. We were kind of forcing everything. But then when you put those peers beside us on the stage, that's when you know what time it is.
And that's the thing, even when they speak of like, you know, top dancehall performers, they leave out Sham, and I'm like, well, how can you guys leave Sham? Like, I've never, and I'm saying this not because you're in front of my face, but it's the truth. I've never seen you step on a stage show and flop. You have this charisma, that vibe where the people, whether they're dancing to your song, they see you dancing and that excites them. It's just a whole energy where a lot of people don't bring to stage.
You come from a school where a lot of people probably thought I was old, you know what I mean? But we learned so much from, to me, Buja like one of the greatest performers, and I could have sat in the rehearsal room every evening at Penthouse before I even recorded my first song and watch that, you know. Before going to Madhouse Records at Penthouse Studio, I would sit in my uncle's yard and watch Super Cat and my toast. Just a vibe. Drink cases of Heineken and just a vibe. And yeah, watch how them do them thing, how them deliver, and you kind of learn from there. So like live, for me, live was always my thing, like performing live. And I knew that before. So even for my first 2 years, you had Mass from a band with me and Dave Kelly, because a lot of people don't know, y'all from your band, myself and Dave Kelly kind of record every line of that song. You know what I mean? More with Shawan, Dogo, Many, Joyride, Knife in a Gleaner, Showtime. We didn't do no shows. So you had probably 7 #1 songs with no live show. And it wasn't me that didn't want to do any live show. It was Dave's plan. Like, it was like, yo, we could build a catalog so you can at least do 25 to 30 minutes solid before you do a concert. We didn't want that wasn't happening. It was like, yo, it's now, right now, it's too hot. Everyone wants to see you. So we didn't try to call me on a Stumpfest. I remember the year 1995. Mass was at #1. Girl from your band was at #2. You know what I mean? I think Old Dog was at 1 first, then the Mass. Take Old Dog from 1, then Girl from your band went around. So Wayne was on stage performing Dreamland and say, yo, what artist do you want to sound like the whole of Stumpfest? I said, Baby Sham. And I said, Baby Sham there, you know. Sham, step up, but him and Dave already had the conversation that wasn't going to happen, you know what I mean? And as I knew everything in my body, I tell myself, just say, you know what, General, I'm good stage, you know what I mean? I mean, I say, you know what, we are trust the process and hold it, and we invest about 2 weeks.
So, did you ever, and be honest with me, did you ever sit in a corner and say, am I making the right decision by listening to Dave with this holding out on the performance thing? Because the people that were simming up.
Yeah, man. Because you have industry people started saying that I was a studio artist. Like, it was like, yo, he's built, you know what I mean? Them time they don't say a studio DJ, that means you cannot deliver it live.
Right.
So even now, a lot of the kids somewhere come up that you hear them records, and when you see them live, they can't deliver it. That couldn't work back then. You know what I mean? And we have to glad for them, because at least they can go and make way for them and them family now. But that couldn't work back then. Never tell us say a studio artist, yeah? And when you hear people that say that, and you know you have that competitive edge, because remember we have football. We used to play for the national team from under 12, under 14. When 15 or move on to music and stop playing with the national team. So you have that natural competitive spirit, that natural competitive edge. You know it to yourself, say you're ready. Plus, you're going to meet Dave Kelly and meet Wayne Wonder for that 2 years. Wayne Wonder give you a major role sketch. Mojo Band contest. I bias it. For those who don't know, I bias it. Grey ones with the funny thing. Top. You know what I mean? So, many know me ready. Like, ready. And you kind of question it, but at the same time, you have that reason, whatever reason, you kind of feel like it, you know, because at the time, I wasn't wanted for nothing. Nothing at all. You'd find, say, we buy apartment before we start doing shows. And that's why in answer for property, I said people speculated on the thought the latter. Because Dave kind of, remember the first Christmas around Madras, the Mass was my biggest song at the time. A big song at the time. You know, your first Christmas you have sung around the airwaves, I expect say, alright, Christmas present from the label. The money I fly every week, you have a visa. You look for a Nike here, a bag. You understand? Yeah. And the man carry a book, come giving him all you need to know about the music business by Sam Pascal. I said, okay, I said, give me my Sam. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? But then, everything that I learned from that book, it kind of showed me all the parts and all the movements and the pieces that you need to play chess-wise.
So it was the greatest gift.
Yeah, man, with the business of the music, because you have music and you have music business. So some of the plights that I've heard my compatriots or my peers like complain about royalties and publishing. I've never had that, never in my life. So you find that I was always good enough in terms of financial from before even. I didn't have to rush to do a concert. You know what I mean? And then the records were so big, dancehall-wise. I was charging 10 grand for the bazaar as a 15-year-old. That unheard of, bro. Tell you that 95, you have to be major act to get 10 grand. 10 grand for one song. And we had to have 15 songs a day, 15 sound. So we have buy apartment from 96 before we really can sign for your apartment. I was driving a car, buy a car, 95, late 95, never have the license. Now, until some police pulled me over and get in trouble and Dave them now got me out of the trouble. And they got a license that was backdated. Further, you don't know.
Listen, guys, you gotta appreciate the story. I'm gonna get into the brand new album. It's the 4th album, man. Wow. Baby Sham is in the building, and again, guys, you gotta appreciate people that really like put in the work. I feel though that like Dave giving you that book, meant, as I listen to your story, I feel like Dave giving you that book is more than just him giving you the book, but him really officially pulling you under his wing and saying, learn this, because this is where I want you to be with me. You know what I mean? But in order for you to be with me, I need you to understand this. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Yeah, I would feel like that that was the moment for you.
You have to understand, sir, where we grew up in a Sherlock Crescent, you want people to see everything that you think. You know what I mean? You want people to know that you have a right. So I remember the first time I realized I had a certain amount of money, this is like 96. They can tell me to buy a Pathfinder. And they tell me, no, you can't buy a Pathfinder. No, I didn't even link him. I linked Janet. I said I wanted 2 million to go pick up a Pathfinder. And she said, okay, alright, cool. Because we are deposit money a certain way and they have access to what we need. You know what I mean? Because I'm a youth. You understand? When I say we need 2 million, can we say a Pathfinder and no one? It's like she got it. Say, shall I buy a Pathfinder? And Dave come in and I said, no, you can't buy a Pathfinder. Pathfinder killed my first sons, man. And I said, nah, man. As a matter of fact, you buy an apartment filled with money. And you buy a little civics. I'm not feeling the civics. Bro, I'm not feeling the apartment. I'm not feeling the civics. But then, years after, when you realize the amount of income that the apartment generated, then you kind of understand.
You realize
what he was teaching you. You know what I mean? Because remember, it's not like you're depending on the apartment to pay your bills. It's just there. And that kind of turning over and accumulated, and it's true. Okay, so this is a whole entity by itself, you know what I mean? And from then, every time you tour, you kind of make sure, okay, let me get 2 more of these, let me get 1 more of these, you know what I mean? Yeah.
718-554-8598. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes, right? And then we're going into the album. 5 minutes and then we're going into the album. 718-554-8598. On a notice, right? I haven't asked Sham about Bounty Killer. I haven't asked him about Get a Story. I haven't asked him about any of the things that you guys have heard the stories before over and over and over again. Tonight I'm introducing to you guys a different side of Sham. Hopefully I'll get Sham in the studio again that we can talk about the other things that I know some of you already know and you want some type of, reiteration of, right? Sham is an all-female band.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold that work on.
No, I wanted this for years, but I always wanted that. And like, I remember coming off tour one at a time, and I tell my team, leave them, say, yo, as of today, female band we have use for moving forward. And I say, but you know, I have a lot of female musicians, and they say, well, we just did some form of audition with her online, and we started a Facebook thing, and like over 500 people submitted. Drummers, keyboard players, all kind of just choose like the ones that we thought were.
So you put them together then?
Yeah, we put it together.
Okay.
Yeah, put them together. Ever since then.
Everybody from Jamaica or?
I want to tell you, at the time, none of them was from Jamaica. We had to teach them that they were top musicians. But so luckily, I had a top musician around me, which was Dave. So even groove and everything, that Dave kind of teach Caleb them the groove and, you know what I mean? Yeah. So none of them were Jamaican.
It definitely had a vibe to your thing.
Yeah.
It definitely had a vibe to your thing.
Different, man.
The phone lines are blazing, of course. Sham is in the building, guys. I'm giving you a quick chance to talk to him. Call you live. Talk to Sham.
We got the team, man.
We got the team there, yes, we got the team there. You know, I want to ask you about it, how did you get that collaboration? And also, you get the name Baby Sham, because when I was growing up and carrying on girls to club, the drink of choice was Baby Sham.
Yeah.
I was thinking that maybe you think that you were the girls Baby Sham.
No, we're always the girl and baby. Yeah. Yeah, but when the collaboration came about, I think Get a Story at the time was at, the single was at probably, I think 40-something or 30-something on the Billboard. And
okay, and why taking it?
It just went from there, bro. Yeah.
I love that song, it's a shame. But why Jacqueline? Another part I love, but I love the boy ride with him so much.
Yeah.
Why is Jacqueline you want to juke off her? Why not Pauline or Andrea? Why Jacqueline?
Because Pauline have the same. Pauline, Jacqueline, a 3 syllable. You know what I mean? So sometimes that play when you write it. You know what I mean?
Call you live, talk to Sham.
Yo, Chet. Man from Philly.
Yes, big up to everybody in Philly. Big up, Sham.
Yes, sir. The most I love now.
Which is right.
We get the things done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Sham, what you want to find out though, which are your sound system out there in the universe where you can say, yo, my sound system that?
That's hard, you know.
That's
my sound system are in the studio mix. Yeah. My uncle sound system, my sound system that. But apart from that, we are students of the game. I will love every sound system will come through and push the music, you know what I mean? So we don't take side when it comes down to sound system. You get where I come from? We don't take side. But apart...
They understand that.
Yeah.
It's a business thing, they understand that. But you still have to have one, you look in the yard and you say, yo, I don't want to take the edge, you know what I mean?
Nah, man, I tell you, I swear to you, my brother. None of them to me. No, because at the end of the day, even when we got clash and them thing there, we are watch clash. We watch clash as an artist different from how you watch clash. You know what I mean? Yeah, so you basically choose a jersey like how me choose Liverpool. You choose a jersey. We don't choose a jersey. You kind of go after who would juggle the best at that appointed time. You know what I mean? Which as a fan, only different to no matter what, you have to stick to your sound. You know what I mean? Me personally, we just love the music and we love the genre. You know what I mean? And we love the culture, so we kind of just play that role where whosoever is juggling at the best at that time, and them are my son, man.
Yeah, but see, then last thing, leave it on this, although you're a full fan, a United fan, you know what I mean? And
just that. Alright, my G. May I hear you, man, because we see you stack up. We see you stack up. So you're getting some new forward. It's all good.
Listen, guys, you guys are going to help me bust this Baby Sham album tonight. You see, like how everybody's hyped up and everybody's good? We're about to go into this Baby Sham album. I'm going to give you guys a quick mix. I'm not taking no more phone calls. You guys are going to help me bust this Baby Sham album tonight. But I'm hoping that now that you connect the dots, you're getting a greater appreciation for his contribution. He's back in the studio. Well, he never really left the studio, but now he decided to put together an album. It's his 4th album. Baby Sham's career has been so long, man. I'm surprised it's only 4.
Yeah,
I mean, but then we know that you take it, you pace yourself as well.
I want to tell you, say, even this project, probably it wouldn't even be if we didn't kind of press on the gas a little bit, you know what I mean? Because you have to understand, so when you're working, number one, trust Dave Kelly is like, we don't call it now, the orchestra, you know what I mean? He's the head of the orchestra, and the maestro. And basically, if you tell us, alright, let's work on this or let's work on that, you're going to work according, you know what I mean? And say, okay, I trust the process. It's a mind, you know what I mean? It's a mind family. So I want to tell you, even this project, Dave didn't produce none of the tracks on this project. I produced all 8 tracks on this project.
Wow.
Yeah, because it wasn't supposed to be like that. Dave told me to give him 2 months. 2 months, but keep writing. Write when I write and when I feel something I should send to him. But I just kept writing and kept vibing, kept working on different type of beats. And by the time Dave was ready in 2 months, the project was done. The project was done. So to him was like, let me hear the project and we'll make him hear the project and kind of sit through the project. Fine teeth comb. I don't know, Dave always have a way when got through things and him link back and I say, it's right. I don't think we really need to put nothing on it right now. So I think 2 days after that, we kind of went in the studio and did some work with Bojo. You know what I mean? For Bojo album. Yeah. After my thing was finished, I finished this whole thing in like 2 months. 2 months. And Dave kind of fine-tune it and give it a blessing and I say, okay. Cause I was waiting on him to say, okay, let me get at least 2 things from it. But then when we hear it, I said, no, it's right. You don't really need nothing more, man.
So that meant a lot to you to get the blessing from
man, where's the man? But we didn't know, like, I felt it and I knew it was right, you know what I mean? Because I know the first we do like, work outside of like, even, what could I possess a man? That wasn't Dave. A lot of people think that was Dave record for. Why not pay about it? Those are not Dave tracks, you know what I mean? But because them felt so similar to what I have done over the years, people kind of assume that Dave produced it.
I've heard over the years that people say that Sham is a wicked artist, but if he would have just stepped out of the Dave Kelly camp like everybody else and did both, then, maybe your position on the field would have been a little bit different.
I don't think so. You know why I don't think so? People can say what them, we don't live in a hypothetical world. It's a reason why people look at us as like hit makers, you know what I mean? Real hit makers, like none of those, nothing has ever touched. Or you can listen to songs and say, oh, this is not where it's supposed to be, or this is waka. You know what I mean? So quality control is very important. Very, very important. So and people can say what they want to say.
You don't think you would have ever been able to get quality control from another producer?
I tried it before.
You tried it before. It just didn't work for you.
I remember, and it's closer to you, family.
This is a great conversation.
Suffer, and to all the country I run it, I'm a tougher. Want to talk to the MPs. That was what Dave Kelly's brother, Tony Kelly. And that's the reason why I've never recorded for Tony again. You know what I mean? Me and Tony are brother. But that's the reason why I never recorded for Tony.
The song didn't go where you wanted it to go.
No, the song was huge. But he didn't record it. He let his engineer record it. And the ending was wrong. It was like, no money now make a man a suffer. And to the country I run it, I got tougher. But then when I left the studio, because when I got there, like, he might tell me, say, an engineer good enough to do it. I mean, I say, sure, because I wasn't used to that. He used to be able to take every recording with me and produce me, you know what I mean? But like Tony, I said, no man, I'm a brother, bring you man. You're good man. I'm outside there, so man. The shop where I shot, because the tune bad. But then I reach back, round pan Sherlock, now Dave come link me and I play like a bounce when I get from Tony. And like him, I said, I never saw you did sound yesterday when you had DJ to me. It's all a little bit different. So I went back to the dictaphone, which is a record that people out there don't know. And the ending when that DJ for the day before was, no money now make a man a suffer, and to the country I run it I go tougher. But by right, I recorded, no money now make a man a suffer. So I went back to Tony the next day, did it over back again. And from that, even though the song went number 1, I never went back to Tony's studio.
You didn't think he gave you the attention that you deserve?
Yeah, because probably, if we didn't go back home and change that, went back to the studio and changed it, probably the song wouldn't have been as big as it was big.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And to me, I wasn't taking any chances. Again, I was like, you know what? I'm good.
You just stay in your lane, but what works for you?
And remember, I said, Tony and family, and like no problem. But I didn't even tell him why I didn't come back up here. Yeah. Tony learned about that probably years after. I think one of them interviews came out. Years after. I said, Chacha, I never tell you. I said, bro, at that time, that thing to tell you, because we never tell you as a legend. As a elder. Right. When you link Janet and say, leave the company, just tell her, I say, I do something else. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's one of them things. I'm sure. What I'm sure is that Dave would never do is release a record if it's not right. He's not going to do it because he knows, okay, I can get this license for 100 million. You know what I mean? Dave have a record with Bounty Killer, Beatman and Baby Sham that no one heard, bro. And to me, Killer and Beanie are the baddest thing. That tell you that to him it's not about the money. If he doesn't feel like it's better than the one before him, he's not gonna hear it. Dave have over 1,000 songs with me, recorded.
Before we jump into the album, I gotta ask this question because it's been bouncing off of everybody, right? And you're the best person to answer it.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast. And today, we have a really special guest. Listen, he's been putting out big songs from in the 90s, and right now, he even has out a new song right now called Party All Night with Wayne Wonder. You know, we have in the building today, we have Frankie Sly in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
What muscle with the muscle? Muscle with a hustle, you know?
You understand. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Entertainment Report podcast today.
Yeah, man, blessings, man. It's a blessing, you know?
All right, maximum respect. Well, you know, we like to go right from the beginning and then bring it right up to 2022. So my first question for you is this. Where did you grow up in Jamaica, and what type of child were you?
Well, I grew up in a place called East Kingston. I was born in a place called Franklin Town, where them called Dunkirk. And I grew up in the east on a whole, you know. I never grew up in Franklin Town. I grew up more east, you know, on the Rockford side, Sheffield Road to Rockford, you know. Yeah, type of child I was. I was a regular child. I probably a little troublemaker, but I wasn't a really bad kid, you know. Yeah, I could relate to elders, because, you know, we go respectable still, you know. Even though we go rugged, but that's a fairly decent child.
From there. And then growing up, what did you think you were going to get into? What did you want to get into when you became an adult?
Alright. Growing up, you know, your parents always have a direction of them want you to go. So, I went to one of the best high schools in Jamaica. I went to Olmaz High School for boys, which are one of the best schools in the Caribbean. So, from we don't do that all age school to Olmaz, past the common entrance, my old man they made more things. Them have a lawyer, a doctor in the works, you see it? But lo and behold, me have news for them, because music they captivate me way. When me focus on school and music me I deal with. You see me I say? So from an early age me know say and music me I go do.
And what was it about music in particular? Was it something you heard? Was it something you seen? Was it somebody in the area? What was it about music that captured you in the first place?
Alright. You have a DJ named Papa San. See? Yeah, man. It's a DJ there. First time I listen to DJ there, I know say, that's something I'm on. And then I start listening to another DJ named Early B the Doctor. See? So, them are the two first DJ that really captivate me and get me real interested in the thing. You understand? Them go on and out of East, them meet a DJ named Johnny Ringo. As a East youth, and from this, I know say it's a rap, a music, you know?
Music. And this time while you were in school, did you enter any competitions? Were you in the band? Did you do anything musical while you were in school?
Well, I just like the regular concerts and them things at school. Would I shell them, you know what I say? Yeah, that's a regular concert, but I never really in a competition thing, to be honest.
And when did you even discover your voice to know that you knew in your mind music you love, but when did you actually discover your voice to know that this is something that I could potentially do?
Well, to be honest, you know, it started out as just something that we love, and we just do it. Never knew it could have become a career. You understand what I mean? At that time, a lot of people used to look down at music, including all my parents. You understand what I say to you? Them music was like, it was in some sense unacceptable, like to be a DJ back then. You know what I say? Especially your parents are saying about good school, they might expect other things of you, you know what I mean? But after the emergency of Yellow Man and people like them, the way people say, yo, that's something I can work. I figure them kind of lighten up a little bit, you know what I say? Yeah.
From right there, crazy. And what was your first moves to actually start to move towards music then?
Alright. I started out on sound systems.
Okay.
Yeah. I started DJ on sound system. A couple era sound in a Rockfort. DJ on one of my little virgin sound. I learned from DJ on one of my little virgin father sound. I sound named Electrophonic on Oliver Road in a Rockfort, at the top of Oliver Road. A place called Tambrinshire. My virgin Chatter, Theme Father. Then a youth named Skitty Rankin, a DJ from Dunkirk. You know what I say? We DJ for all of the little era sound then. Young Girls Choice, Qualitex. You know what I say? Electrophonic. Till a youth out of Rockfort. Can't remember his name right now, but in the seas. He took us to Richmond Park, took me and Skitty Rankin to Richmond Park. Introduced us to a brother named Big John. Big John had a sound called Youth High Power. That was the first sound with potential when I start DJ pan, where we got a country right on the truck back, got a country, and that sound, Youth High Power. It was me, Skitty Rankin, Wayne Wonder, Conroy Smith. I'll DJ the name Chaka Indian. We have another little DJ named Slim John. As far as I can remember, you know? Yes.
That was the crew.
Yeah, that was the crew.
And you were DJing back then, or you were singing back then? When you
DJ, man. Always a DJ, man. Never singer. Always a DJ. Me and Skitty Rankin. It was two singers. Conroy Smith and Wayne Wonder was the singer. Frankie Sly, Skitty Rankin. A matter of fact, it wasn't Frankie Sly, it was General Frankie back then.
So, okay. How did you get your name General Frankie in the first place at this time?
Back then, I know either General or Rankin. I love DJ things, so. And the General, because I mean the Rankin apart, Skitty Rankin and General Frankie. That was my power. You know, you never make it, I mean, on recording, but it was a bad DJ back then, because him teach me a whole heap of what I know, you know, back then. Because he was ahead of me. And he took me under his wings and showed me a lot of stuff, you know. And he came up on the road first and make me know, say, yo, it's a job. Can get paid for do this. Because I just like it. And from I see the mic more and touch it and go DJ. But I used to just do it for fun, it was free. He was the first man that carried me before I go up on Youth High Power. He carried me to some little session where I usually DJ and then Qualitex and some little sound and I DJ and get like a $50 back then, which was a lot of money.
Of course. So now when you got to Youth High Power, around what year? Do you remember what year you got to Youth High Power?
Oh, how I hear that again, must say. Early 80s, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Gotta be somewhere around 84, 85. Just guess me, I guess, but that's somewhere early 80s.
And do you remember any big dances in particular you guys were playing, or it was more local dances that song was playing?
Yeah, man, we play all about the place, you know. We used to play all about the place, you know. But one of the biggest dances we play back then was in a Cockburn pen. We play in our sound name, in our land name, Bamboo Land, against our sound name, Imperial High Power, with Junior Cat and Marlon Brando and you know what I say? That night was a historic night too, because that was the first time I heard Ninja Man DJ that night.
Okay.
Sometime I never named Ninja Man, the name Ugly Man. Yeah, that night was a historic night. Ninja Man, Ugly Man, mash up the place. Joe Lickshot was there. Early B, the doctor was in the dance that night. That's the first time I see Early B in a real life. And he wasn't in a good mood that night, I can tell you that. And Doctor is one of the calmest man, because I went on to meet Doctor after, you know. Doctor is a man who came, me and Doctor go to the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, I get to know him. Never record with him, but he carry me and me and skitty to RJ studio one day with him. Yeah. God rest him soul too. Good man, you know.
So what was it like actually meeting Early B that time in that dancer? Because remember,
no, I never meet him in the dance that night. I saw him. I saw him in the dance that night. He must, you couldn't meet him that night. He did a rat that night there. You ever say he was in a good mood? And Doctor, the calmest man. Yeah, Ninja Man upset him that night.
Okay.
Yeah, Ninja Man upset him that night. Upset him. Yeah, Ninja Man made a statement on the mic regarding his wife. And it never went well. Yeah, he came forward and he disrespect Ninja Man bad that night. Wake up Ninja Man with that Heineken that night. Yeah. Anybody remember that dance? Imperial and Youth type in a Bamboo Land and I remember. I don't remember what year. I said it was early 80s. Yeah.
That was one of the big nights that you remember on Youth Hypo at that time. Yeah.
Can never forget that night. That night stand out in my head because of that incident in particular. Yeah, man.
Got you. And how long were you DJing Youth Hypo for?
I can't remember off at the top of my head, but for a while, probably a year and a half too.
Okay.
Yeah, last Big John come in like badness, you know, him not pay. That's it. Yeah, so some always happen, you know. Some always go on and something go on with the money, so you never get where you forget. If you forget 50, you have to give thanks if you get 30, you know.
But it
was a good experience, to be honest. Yeah.
So did you get into a studio at this time here or not yet?
No. I never even know where inside our studio at that time.
On it. So what was your next move after Youth High Power? Because you said this is where you met Wayne Wonder. Even though both you guys are from East, but this is where you're really connected with him here.
Yeah, and we never really connect, you know. I just knew him. You know what I said? After that, it's just a DJ from sound system to sound system out of East Kingston all about, and the break, the kind of break came one night. I went to a fete. Downtown High School was having a fete, and me and my crew go up there, because you know you have a little original, and you know say a little area DJ, and something good will go on in the area, so them encourage me to go up there. So I go up there the night and go shell it. And that night I met Wayne Wonder was there with Theme Crew. Theme Crew was him, Nada Ranks, and Rapper Fretty.
Of course.
Yeah, that was the crew. And I met Wayne that night, and Wayne said, I said, who that? General Frankie. And we said, yeah, man, I'm me, man. And then all the good vibes after night, and he said, yo, a penthouse today, now come check me. That was the weekend. I think it was Saturday night, if my memory. Either Friday night or Saturday night. I don't quite remember. So, you know, bright and early Monday morning, I'm there at penthouse. Yeah. So, go at penthouse the Monday morning, and the rest is history.
From you got to penthouse, because I know, so then you didn't have to audition or anything to get in. You just were allowed to go straight in.
Oh, yeah, someone that know, we don't want someone to come check him. No audition. I show up at 56 Life Road. My big gate. The gate lock. I brother the gate named Bonnie. Tell him say, yo, wait man, I'm come check, you know. Then man I say, come check him. So I'm saying, go call Wayne. And if anybody will know Penthouse, no sir. Penthouse, the upstairs. Compared to where the gate there. So, I'm at the gate and I'm saying, go call Wayne. A man go call Wayne and tell Wayne, say somebody at the gate to him. So Wayne come at the top of the step and see me. And tell Bonnie, say, yeah man, General Frankie, let him in. So the gate fly. And I just walk right in. I'm not carrying a crowd, because me alone. Jump on a bus and reach up there. You see me I say? Take a bus from Rockford, go to town, take a bus from town, come up Slipe Road, come off of 56 Slipe Road and I get in. The first day I get in, all of people wasn't so lucky. Because it's that big gate there, it's hard to come through the gate, never mind. After I come through the gate there, to go up the step, to go through Penthouse Gate. And when I go through Penthouse Gate, you know, you go through the gate, and then you still have to go through another part to go in at the studio. But you go through even the studio gate means you must get in at the studio. You must get in at the studio. You have to stay in another little lobby area there. Yeah.
And what was it like now? So this was your first time going into a studio now?
No, man. I visited a few studios before. Mm-hmm. But I talk about where opportunities start present itself. Based upon Wayne Wonder help, you know what I mean? But I visited a few studios before that. The first studio I went to was RJ Studio, you know. I went to RJ twice and I put big artists there with RJ. The first person ever took me to a studio me a city ranking was Cody Roots.
Okay.
Cody Roots. Cody Roots come from Rockford, you know. And he heard us as youth in the era where I go on good. And Carol got the studio. And so we never really get to record, but you know studio thing, but every time you go you get to record right away, especially when you're a young artist. Sometimes you have to go and go watch your ropes and see what I go on first. Yeah.
Because I know you're out east, and Arrows was the big dub studio out east. Arrows wasn't around this time yet.
No sir, Arrows never even existed yet. The sound. Them time there, Bill used to have him like a thing up on the yard. He used to live up on West Street or West Avenue. I don't know if anybody were familiar with East, them know where King Theatre used to be. The road up there, so Bill used to live where he used to own Arrows. I met Bill through Wayne Wonder too. After I see Wayne start a par, I go up a billiard a couple of times to do dub plate card. That's where the studio really started out in his house. But he did have the sound. The sound was always around, you know, because Arrows been around from probably the 70s. Or, you know, or probably early in the 80s. I don't know exact, but from back then Bill did have him sound. God rest him soul. Good man too. Yeah.
Big right there. So, alright, so then you said that you went to Penthouse, you linked up Wayne Wonder. Did you actually get to record, or what was happening in the studio at that time when you got there the first time, you know?
You know, when you get there, you have to warm the bench a little bit, you know. Yeah, you have to warm the bench. But just being there was good. Because, you know, you gain that experience. You see people where already have the experience and them do them thing, the Cutty Ranking, the Tony Rebel, Apache Scratchy, just to name a few of the people that was around, you know what I mean? On a day-to-day basis. I mean, people come through, Marcia Griffiths, Barry Salmon, people like those come through sometimes, you know what I mean? But the everyday staples was Wayne Wonder with Team Little Crew, Cutty Rank, Rapper Fretty, the other ranks, and you know, Sebastian, God rest his soul, and then you know, I said that the Apache Scratchy, the Tony Rebel, the Master of Different Country, you know what I mean? Yeah. So just meeting and rubbing shoulders with people like those was good, because at least you make an improvement, you know, up the road every day, on the corner, hang out. You can get yourself in a problem, you know what I mean? You're up on a more positive track, you know what I mean?
For sure. And at this time here now was, you got to Penthouse, everything was working out here now. Did you actually start, so when did you actually start to record at Penthouse?
It was a song called Carbine for Blow. yeah. It was a gunman show. But
didn't that come out on the Rude Boy Kelly label?
Yeah, Jermaine, because you know, Jermaine is a man who not really song it better than me like the song, but you know, them time them now put them thing up on Penthouse label. And more I put it on him on Rude Boy Kelly label. At that time, Dave was at the studio, Dave was the engineer that time. And they are a label named Rude Boy Kelly where they put songs like those and not when I fit for airplay, put it like that.
Okay, so then that was more like the street type of label at that time.
Yeah, man, that was an underground label, you know.
And did you, when you linked with Wayne now, did you actually become a part of the crew with Wayne Wonder, Frankie, and Idle Rex? And I know as a music man, Weber was over there too because he was playing Blackstone and all. So did you become a part of the crew or you were just kind of linking Wayne one-on-ways?
No, man, from I come to that day, I did it every day after that, you know. Every day I show up. It becomes mandatory to be there every day because your aim was to record. You see me I say your aim was to hear yourself on record. And it's an opportunity where you could get a chance to do that. So on the daily, I have to just find myself on a bus and did it every day. Till, you know, me affect them become school and none of them and everything till instead of sometime taking a bus to Penthouse, I probably not just go to boom and go up in a Dunkirk and meet up a Fretty Yard because Fretty Yard did come in like the HQ where we and another would have link up there so and then now at them time we and one of them even have a car yet. We used to have like a taxi bridge and was we one of them taxi bridge named Magnum. Magnum will have a ladder. So we'd have just load up in that ladder there and go to the studio. And Magnum would have just hang out there with the whole day. If we forgot to do some dub plate, we're gonna do it. And you know what I mean? Take you home back at night, start chop out. You know what I say? You know the ropes.
On the road, so enough things are starting to happen now. So then when the first song that you recorded for Penthouse, did they actually do anything? What happened when that song there came up?
Nothing really happened. But it was good to know you had a record out. You know what I mean? Yeah, nothing major happened, but it was a start.
Because even then, was your name still General
No, man, from the General Frankie began. That was out the door a long time ago. Yeah, Frankie Sly was now the name. From, when I meet Wayne Wonder, he even said General Frankie that night. I was Frankie Sly by then.
Okay.
I can't tell exactly when the change was made, but I know I was Frankie Sly by then. When I started going to Penthouse, I was Frankie Sly.
Okay, so your first recordings are under Frankie Sly.
Every recording is under Frankie Sly.
Yeah. So then when did the aliases started to come in, like the alias Bad Boy and the Genuine Valley with the dot over the I? When did those come in?
The Genuine Valley and the dot over the I was first, you know. That was from Penthouse days. Buju started that. Because I used to love ballet. Ballet was my favorite show back then. So like all the a man love Clarks. I mean, I love Clarks, but I love ballet. So, I always wear some unusual ballet. So more time, you know, Buju is a man as a DJ, and that's not right. So, it's off of the top of his head when you must have Frankie Sly, Genuine Ballet that over there because I had a ballet that day. And that does stick. So, I said, the alias Bad Boy came way later. That's the late 90s when we had the alias project.
Let's not even go down the road.
Yeah, man, I just tell you where the alias Bad Boy. So, Frankie, the Genuine Ballet was way before that.
Okay, you brought up his name, Bojo. How did you even link with or connect with Bojo in the first place?
We met Bojo through me and Wayne Wonder went to Winston Riley studio one day. I followed Wayne Wonder down to Winston Riley one day. I'm about to go check Winston Riley. I showed some business on the record shop. Chancellor, I think it is. And we started the record shop. That's how we met Bojo that day. We and I tell Winston Riley, say, I go a country tonight. And it's a regular conversation. I will see a little you because I think you can come a country with you. You know what I mean? And he introduced himself, and by this time we heard about him before, but we didn't know him. Because Stumpy usually tell us about a song named Stamina Daddy where did a mash up Portmore like a DJ named Butcher so. By the time him introduce himself right away, we pick up who most and say, you Stumpy always I tell about. Yeah, so it was a good vibes, and we tell you how could I find him, so could I find him a Parkley in the night, because we got a country, we got to do a show for it. As a matter of fact, Wayne was going to do a show for Richie B the night. I was just tagging along with my birthday. So I said, at that time, it was me and Wayne. I think Freddie had migrated by that. Nardo, I remember where Nardo was, so it was just me and Wayne. And I asked us if he could come. And night we go pick him up and roll to country, so that's how we really met him, you know?
Yeah, because it was, when I was speaking to Wayne was the one that said you were really instrumental in actually making Buju come to that show in the first place.
Yeah, man, because the night when Wayne come pick me up first, you know, the night when Wayne came to pick me up, he never really there feel the Redlands Road thing, the night like, me there Sheffield Road, that are way out of east. So for drive from Sheffield Road to go we are Redlands Road, and then we are got Clarendon the night there. I kind of see, you know, and I said, you know, look at DJ there, so come pick him up, you know. For Redlands Road, they say, night, and I really feel it, you know. And me was the one to look on him and say, yo, but you don't tell him, say, I forward for him. So, you know, me I said, the right thing to do is go for him, because you tell him, say, but you tell him from early, say, you're not going to do it. Yeah, man, so we went for him that night. And he was there waiting, so just imagine if we didn't go. So me a lot of people have said, them carry Buju got penthouse and them carry. Them probably carry him some of the time, but me know how we got on to penthouse. You understand what I say to you? It was because of that night. Clarendon. I will go Clarendon that night and Mark's Wayne one to call him up and destroy the place. Destroy it. So when we come back at town the next day, we gonna tell Dave say, yo, you need to take a listen to the little DJ, yeah. Take a listen to the DJ, yeah. And that's how, you know, from Wayne tell Dave to do it, Dave gonna do it. Because Dave and Wayne was from school days, from Cub Scout days. You see me I say? From primary school days. Them used to join the same Cub Scout. So them go way back. So, you know me I say them respect each other. So if Wayne said, listen to you, them have to listen him, and from Dave listen him, the rest is history, because it's a talent where you couldn't deny.
So then now at this time here now, as you said, Freddie had migrated, Nardo probably migrated at the same time.
Probably too, yeah.
So it's just you and Wayne. So then now, is it now you, Wayne, and Buju as the link right now?
Yeah, man, 3 day hard way, man. Wayne Wonder. And sometimes 4 weeks, Sebastian was there too. But most of the time, at 3 day hard way. Wayne Wonder, Frankie Sly, Buju Wanta. Anyway, at the chair.
Did you get, when all three of you guys linked up, did you get your breakout song yet at this time, or you didn't get it as yet?
I got a few songs. We'll start make some nice. Yeah, first song, but really start make some nice was a song called Grab It Up and put on the rhythm for John John.
For John John, yeah, man.
Yeah. That was the first song where really start make some nice, and then Wah 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 on the heartbeat rhythm. 666 at the mark of the bass on the cardiac rhythm. Weep Out. Them 3 little songs there in the mix, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think none of them was a breakout song. Wah Wah was solid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
But Grab It Up was the one that really propelled you to people start paying attention.
Yeah, man, Grab It Up. Grab It Up. Couldn't deny it. Mm-hmm. You have to feel playing at the girl segment, you know? Yeah, because I remember saying them time the Shabba, I got hard on it, you know, and then Shabba, they have a couple hit songs for the Punana with the girl. So that girl segment, they Grab It Up with a half a play night, you know? That's the first time I'm going to stand up in a dance and I can look forward to me hear myself tonight.
What was that like those times, actually hearing yourself have a song and seeing the people actually react to your music at this time here? What did that feel like?
Unexplainable. That's a great feeling when you hear your song. I mean, a lot of people, all of a DJ had the pleasure of hearing themselves on the radio first. We never really have that because Grab It Up was X-rated. I mean, it wasn't derogatory like some type of X-rated song we are here now, but you know, yeah, man, boy, see woman them a jump and them a grab it up and those are good vibes.
How did you even come up with that song in the first place?
Buju gave me that idea, you know. Yeah, Buju gave me that idea, Grab It Up. I wrote the song, but him give me the idea, the punchline, the hook. So yeah, I'll grab it up. I will give it to Glammy to one of that. Grab it up because you're something. Yeah, I got that from him. He gave it to me. And I wrote this song and we in there got a record for Chan and me and him go over there because I say I made him a far. Most of the time, anyway, I go me and him. So go over there and we in the record and tell Chan to listen up on the rhythm and the rest was history.
From there, so then now you got your song, Buju them there on the road and everything. So what were some of the first moves you guys started to make now when Buju actually came into the camp with you guys?
Remember Buju exploded, you know? Buju exploded, I say explode, I mean explode, you know? Like, few DJ bus like how Buju Bantam bus. So, right away, you know, so I was there, like, in right hand or left hand, because it was me and him away in Rwanda. He was the monster in the thing. So, almost everywhere I go, I was there. You know what I say? Most of the tour them and them thing there, I opened most of those shows. Worldwide. So worldwide, I mean worldwide. We went up in a your place a couple times in Canada there, back then, Europe, you name it, Japan, all over. Worldwide, as I said.
So was it a thing at this time where, okay, Wayne's a singer, you're the DJ, Buju's a DJ, where Buju exploded, so then it's now like a thing where, I wouldn't say you put your career on the back burner, but more attention was being paid towards Buju, so then you're saying, okay, for the camp, this is how we're going to run with it?
That's just the way it was, because he garnered so much attention at that time, it's hard for anybody to even breathe, survive. You know what I mean? So, most of the time it's like you just have to play that supporting role there. That's just how it was, you know? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Because you said you guys did a lot of shows right across the place, the ones in Jamaica, the ones right across the globe.
Yeah, man, worldwide, as I said. As far back as the Far East, Japan, you know?
Mm-hmm. Because it was the three you guys on the road. You, Buju, Wayne Wonder, and whoever else, I guess, he had brought.
Yeah, man, the whole Penthouse crew, you know, Twiggy was a part of that, too. Mm-hmm. Some of the time, Terry and Zito. Some of the show them, Marcia Griffiths, Berissa, man, it depends on where, you know what I mean? The Madison Square Gardens and these spaces. Marcia Griffiths and Berissa, man, was always a part of it. I don't think that was exclusively signed to Penthouse, but the relationship with them and Penthouse, they were included a lot of times. So I was on a lot of those big bills. I was the one where graced the stage first most of the times back then.
Do you remember any show or shows that stick out in your mind, particularly around those times, the early shows that you'll never forget?
Yeah, man, Madison Square Garden, man. Madison Square Garden, man, a couple times. Wayne wasn't on those shows. At that time, we ended up at a traveling issue. But it was me, Beres, Marcia, Buju, most of the times. Yeah.
What was so memorable about those shows here in particular, the Madison Square Gardens?
Just the Madison Square Garden. See what I say? A lot of people don't get that. All the artists don't get the opportunity there. And even though I never get it for my own merit, but just being there was good enough. You know what I mean? Those are historic places. Yeah.
And another show that you remember those early times, probably something in Japan or somewhere else that you never forget, something that was so special to happen back then.
A lot of shows, man. Japan was phenomenal. You know what I mean? Europe, Germany, the Holland, the Belgiums. It was all big shows, festivals. You know what I mean? A lot of big shows, thousands of people. Yeah, a lot of big shows. You know, New York, the park shows. It was all big shows.
That's night after night, crazy.
Yeah, man, a lot of memorable moments. I remember you talk about one of the biggest DJ for come out of Jamaica, if not the biggest. See me, I say, regardless of all other shenanigans, but you can't deny the talent. Yeah, man, so just being a part of that at the time was special, you know?
And you know what's so crazy? As simple as you see it, remember, if you said, you know what, let's not go for it. This story right here could have been a completely different story that we're talking about right now. Completely. Just because you said, okay, yeah, let's just go for it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
I mean, sometimes we make sacrifices, and sometimes the sacrifices benefit you and sometimes it don't. But it's just life. You have to live with the choices you make.
For sure.
Good or bad.
100% agreed. I know somebody else that you did a lot of work with back then too was Weepow from Stone Love. How did you connect with Weepow?
It's a great man, one of the best men in the business. You ever say it? I'll say it again. Winston Weepow Powell, one of the best men in this music business. Yeah, man. I connected with him through the same way in Wonder, because you have to remember in a muscle, all music go back then. It's who you know. You can't just walk in, you care how talent, a lot of talent fall along the wayside because they're not a link. A whole heap of bad youth out there, you know, where never get the break, you know. Never even see the beer. You know, I tell you about a youth named Skitty Rank, you know, I tell you so was ahead of me, Mike. You never really get the break. You see me, I say, because me and him part ways from early out. Me meet a way in Wonder where put me on, him never meet nobody who put him on. You understand? I mean, after me get on, him come check me a couple times and that's it, him come check me at that time, him there country, so him there come check me, you know, you come up from country and you're going back down and you know, come up there in a couple of months. You understand? You know, music you have a consistent. So, I say all of that to say this. A whole heap of youths with great talent never get the chance because they don't know nobody. So, I always have to tip my hat to Wayne Wonder. Just by telling me to come check him a penthouse a day, I got on. He might go record for Weepow and him carry me. He might go record for John and him carry me. And if somebody like that carry you, the producer will listen to you. And sometimes that's all you need, somebody to listen to you. A whole heap of youth not get a chance there. Yeah, man, because it's a grimy business.
Very much true.
I remember back then, studio time was so expensive. Nobody now waste them studio time sometimes just to listen to somebody. And I like, no, everybody have a little thing in them bathroom and in them closet. Back then, you had to rent studio time. A lot of people didn't own them own studio. Even Weepow didn't own them own studio at the time. They would have worked somewhere, so if you go somewhere, you understand, I studio, I'm gonna look all the time because the money I burn. So when if a man give the opportunity for go around there, you better connect. Because if you don't connect, that's it for you.
Because I think at that time their Father Paul might have been recording out of Black Scorpio studio at that time there.
I think so too. Or maybe when I went, you know, I can't even remember clearly. I think Weepow had him studio by this time at him house. Yeah, I think he started out at him house. I think when I first recorded Theme was at him house, not doing the park or somewhere around somewhere on that side. Yeah, I think he had his own studio, but it was at his house.
Because one of the big songs you did for Weepow was 666.
Yeah,
How do you come up with that song there?
Well, at that time, 666 was a kind of radical vibes I made a feel at the time. At that time, I did a couple of songs where was more reality songs, you know. That's just the vibration I made a feel at that time. Man. At that time, they made feel like I got all the rest.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a whole lot of vibes at one time. You know what I say, but it never pan out, you know. Yeah, when I'm looking at the mirror sometime and I see my face look rugged and yeah, I never really think of me that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like groom and look as decent as I can be, you know, so. But at the time, I had a whole spiritual vibe, I had a whole good vibes at the time, man. If you remember, I came to do a couple of songs, 666, I do One See Your Face.
Mm-hmm. That was for Penthouse.
Yeah, that was Penthouse, swinging with it. Yeah.
So those times, as you said, it was more like a conscious Rasta type of vibe, even though you didn't Rasta fully, but that was a type of vibe.
Yeah, man, that's a radical vibration at that time, you know? Yeah.
Who else was Rasting up at that time there when you had Rust up in the camp? Was Buja Rust already, or this?
Yeah, man, Buja, he was on his way to. All of our people there feel a vibration. That was a vibration where I think that was the era where a whole heap of man started dressing.
Jamaican and all of them there.
Yeah, man. That was just a vibration where it's like a wave for that pass through, you know? Panhead, remember Panhead too? Enough money that rest at that time, you know?
I heard now.
Yancy too. Whole heap of man that feel a vibration there, you know?
Because I really heard it was Panhead out of everybody. He was really the first one to really kind of start rasting up out of everybody at first.
I don't remember directly, but it could be possible because Panhead was always a radical youth, was a radical soldier. Good youth, rest in peace, Panhead, my virgin too.
For sure. How did you link with somebody like Panhead?
Let me give you a joke. Alright, this is Panhead. We kept a dance out of East. Down from Sheffield, a big dance, probably one of the biggest dances I keep at East Kingston car. This was 1992. And you know the power of Butcher at 1992. So they keep a dance and put Butcher Bantan on a flyer at a place like East Kingston where no show no really keep a East like that. You know the entire East are come, Rockfort, Harbourview, Bull Bay, Dunkirk, people from South, Raytown, Mount View, everybody came to that dance at night. Regardless of all of the artists so we know, outside of me, Wayne Wonder and Buju Banton, one artist alone showed up and supported us that night, and that was Panhead. So you see from this, we and Panhead just had a link where was just different. I'm going to give a story about Panhead. Panhead come up a Penthouse one day, come check me. I dress him soul. And I was recording a song for Penthouse. No, in Penthouse. For Shocking Vibes. Because them time Shocking Vibes is sold for Penthouse. I record a song for the Coachy Rhythm. There was only me and a youth named Gary Jackson. It's so funny, you know. Gary Jackson passed away. And I didn't know until recently. I was seeing a post and somebody said, rest in peace, Gary Jackson. And I had to call Wayne Wonder. And I said, yo, Wayne Wonder, Gary Jackson passed away? And Wayne said, how long? But I didn't have an idea. So God rest in peace, rest in soul. Gary Jackson was an engineer at Penthouse. He used to work for Shocking Vibes. So I was recording a song for Shocking Vibes and the Coachy Rhythm. A song named Tutu. I don't know if you know that song. Look down in a me tutu. I'm in the dazzle of me 45. If you want to stay alive, I end up like some of those guys. Yeah, I record a song now. Panhead come up there, come check me that day. Call me and say that come check me and yeah, I record it. So when I done record the song, I tell him say, you're a type of rhythm them in upon it. You know record a song upon this. Shocking Vibes singing on. Panhead I want to face the brother, you know. Kind of kiss him teeth and pen up him face and I said, I don't know if you know them boy, you know. I said, but even with the Shocking Vibes session, nobody was in the session but Gary Jackson. because Gary used to do a lot of them recordings. I think I hear Silver Cat talk about Gary Jackson too. I remember if it's on the Earth program or some other program I heard Silver Cat talk about him. So Gary used to record a lot of the songs. Normally, Patrick Roberts would trust Gary Jackson. So if Gary record a song, I said, right, a lot of times from Gary pass it go through. You see what I'm saying? So even though I'm kind of sure Patrick didn't even know it record, but Gary Jackson based upon my influence and a big song. I think it blew up because him dead, it just blew up. Yeah, behind it. Because normally you wouldn't get up on it for a shocking vibes there because him and them was like that. Yeah. See me I say? Yeah, but sometimes circumstances make you what we are. Just by him showing up that thing. Yeah, man.
That's wild right there. Still.
Yeah, and then it was so good. I felt so good. After him died, for no say, when me hear it play, I just put a smile on my face because I know what happened with that song. Even though I was so upset that him die all the way him die, because a youth was so radical, a youth was so cool, a youth where they have so much offer, but at least him left me with a good memory, because probably the last time that I saw him in my life too. Because a little after that I got Japan. And when me there Japan, him dead. And when me there Japan, me is upon it dead. Yeah.
Because I know talking about that you had some.
That's how it came, that's how we heard. That's what we heard first. And it's a true virgin and it hurt us so much. We didn't sleep that night. We write that song that same night. Yeah man, the following day and the sound check. Buju called for the Far East with him and work it out, and this one like a recorded. So came back from Japan a few days, job for the same Far East, and DJ for German and tell German some Far East with him. German sent for the musicians. I don't remember who, if it was Stevie and Cleavy, which probably it was. But the musician came and laid down the rhythm, man. The rest is history.
Massive song. But again, look how all of this started from you telling Panadio just come in and come sing this song to you guys going to Japan, to you coming up with another massive song with Buju, which was Murderer.
Yes, sir. Big song. Yeah. Big song.
It's just so wild how this music business goes from time to time.
Definitely.
All right, you guys are doing your stuff here now. You guys came back from Japan. You're still linking up now. You did. You said you were doing more radical stuff because this is when you did. Want to see the face of Selassie.
Yeah, want to see that face.
Yes, man.
Yeah, want to see that face. All them time me that twist up, but me never start rust. Me so start with a tall hair. Me so the braids and so me start to twist up my hair and me that grow my beard and then put that up as myself. Never feel like I look so. It never last, you know.
All right. So when did you start to really link heavy with Dave Kelly? Because you said he was around from the link grade one the first time at
remember I said Dave.
You guys really linked.
No, me and Dave always linked. Remember I said Dave was the engineer at Penthouse, you know? So every day with that Penthouse, Dave was there, you know? Every single day, you know, back then, you know. So, you know, when Dave split and go farm Madhouse, he still worked at Penthouse.
Okay.
You understand? Every Thursday and Friday was exclusively Madhouse days. So would I see him every Thursday and Friday, same way. And that was during the time when I recorded Wah 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 and the heartbeat rhythm for him too. Yeah, so you know, we and David always link. From the first year I come up Penthouse and him link. It's not a man we talk to all of people, so I'm not going to tell you say me was the best friend at that in the beginning, but we're good to know each other until our link, you know.
At this time here, were you ever really officially signed to either Penthouse or Madhouse?
No, never signed to nobody. But the link was even Madhouse when the Alias project, even though it was Alias, I don't think nobody did. We just had agreements. We was so close knit, nobody never have to really sign nothing. You know what I mean?
Did you have a manager back then in these times, or you just go with the flow of the music?
During the time when I was at ALS project, I had a manager. Mark Pinnock was my manager from Natural Bridge. Yeah, because that was like my brethren from school. Yeah, because we went to Ulmas together. He's a man who was always a double in the music. Even though he's a businessman, he loved the music. And, I think he was the man, he was the first man who discovered Lexus screen.
Okay.
Yeah, and he discovered Conscience too. Yes, he's a man who have talent so. You know, may I say, he was managing me at that time, even though I was at Madhouse, I was at ALS, but I was signed to Natural Bridge.
So your first song that you really did for the Madhouse, Dave Kelly, I think this even came out on the Extra Large label, was Wah Wah at this time on the Heartbeat.
Yeah, I remember if it was Extra Large or Madhouse label, but that was the first official recording for Madhouse, yeah, Heartbeat.
How did you come up with that one there? Because again, remember, we seen you were giving them more the Selassie songs, now you're back onto the girl songs. How did you come up with this one here?
I wouldn't even really consider it as a girl song. But it's a girl song, but it's alright. It was just an experience I had with a female, you know, and she'd behave like a real ambulance, you know. She did just wah 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 everything, and it just, yeah. I'm gonna say me used to have no fear, so I'm gonna braid my hair one night, and the chick who braid my hair, she have a friend who was just an ambulance. She have a little man, and the man bring her a whole bag of goodies, and she go through the bag. Meanwhile, my ear did I do, me and hear her go through the bag, and she take out everything where the man bring. The man work at a pharmacy, and they bring a bag of goodies from the pharmacy here. Everything was selling in a pharmacy, the man bring. The man bring up the postcard, the man bring Q-Tex, better feet, tampon, everything, lipstick, Fenzik at the time. And she go through the bag, and everything she take out, she have a complaint, you know. Like she say, yo, I tell him the 24 pack of tampon him to bring for me, and I'm gonna bring the 12 pack. I tell him I want the pink better feet, and I'm gonna bring the blue one, and tomorrow when them come, I tell them I want this, I want. But then I say it's not my business, but I'm right there and I'm hearing everything, cause our friend in my era, I braid it, and I listen. You know, I just had to say something. I say, yo. But you know, easy. Imagine the man bring a bag of goodies for you. And remember, I hear the conversation, so it's not a man that should deal with it. It's a man who does a try half hour and the man bring gifts for her. And tomorrow when him come shop, I tell him, say, I never the 12 she want, or the 24, I never the pink she want, or the blue, she wow. I'm going to say, you just wow. And when I said it, it just kind of, I say it sound like a siren. And it just connected. You know, right away I just knew it had to be a song. So,
as an artist, you just knew.
Yeah, man. You know, I mean, it came natural, but once it come out of my mouth, I know it's a song. Because I basically scold her. I say, yo, tomorrow when the man come, before you go hug him up and love him and show some appreciation, you go tell him, say, you want this, you want that, you want this, you want this. You just wow. And by the time I said that, I say, you sound like a siren. And it just connected. I just know it says a song. So I go home and I slept on it and woke up in the middle of the night. It just came to me in the middle of the night. Can you say ambulance? I radio care, but every time I turn it on, the DJ run dollar for ambulance or fire brigade. Every time I hear the wow, I start get the woman wow, everything. Wow, gold chain and them. Yeah, man, start a vibe it. I just know, say, it was different, you know what I mean? Next morning, I call Wayne and I check him, and me and him actually write the song.
Okay.
But you know what I mean, I had the structure of it, but by him putting in him like a 2 cent, make the song more solid. Because two head always have a better than one, and at that time that's how we wrote. A lot of songs that we wrote together. To anyone away, whether for me and Wayne and me, Bojo, that's how we wrote. That's why the song them is so bad, because it had 3, 4, 5 different people impact. I never like you alone just sit down and bust your brain and write a song. You have an idea, you can bring it to your brethren, and they're going to help you bring it out the right way. But a lot of time, you have something that go that way there. And another man with another idea, bring it that way there, and the sound better going that way there. Yeah, you know.
You understand? There's 4 names I'm going to ask you about because I know you guys were all in the camp. I want to know how they connected to the camp in the first place. Louis Culture, Daddy Screw, Donovan Steele, and Frisco Kid.
Alright. Remember, you know, even though I was affiliated with both, there was still Madhouse and there was Penthouse. So after the split of Madhouse and Penthouse, remember me and Wayne and Butcher they apart. See, so even though we and Dave was brethren, Dave go farm Madhouse. So even though we are Madhouse, we and David Cole and him having Madhouse, we was still at Penthouse. You see me I say? So I don't remember how Louis came into Madhouse, but I mean, once Louis come in and I met Louis was such a calm soul. When you meet a Louis Culture, you never go, because one of the humblest, coolest youth you can meet. You see me I say? So the Frisco part, I don't even know how Frisco. I heard General B gave a story how that he had to record for Dave, meet Dave, and him carry Frisco. So I can't tell you exactly how a lot of that started. Screws from East. So Screw was a selector. Screw used to sit up on Blackstone with Weber and Jumbo. So Screw could have come in and number. I say when Dave farmed him crew, I can't tell you exactly how he farmed it, the original Madhouse. I would be lying if I tell you, because as I said, most of the time I was at Penthouse. Even though we and Dave Cole would have show up on them session them and them have him look a crew. Screw I'm a brethren, because me and Screw grow. Me and Screw grow. I say grow, I mean grow. Me and Screw go way back. What about them from Blackstone days? Because I used to DJ from Blackstone to the East.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, you know what I mean? So, I can't tell you exactly. Because I said, David are doing thing over there, so I even know our brethren, but remember I said, we still over here, so I'm in our own business, too.
So even somebody like Terra Fabulous, you wouldn't be 100% how that link came in?
No, I can't tell you how Fabulous came in, because Fabulous was at Penthouse, too. Remember I said Fabulous record for Penthouse, you know. Guarantee, you know, if you come see, remember Penthouse, you know. So originally Fabulous came to Penthouse, I think Stumpy. I'm not 100% sure, but I probably can go out on a limb and say I probably Stumpy to make that link there and bring him up. He was from Portmore and Stumpy was from Portmore, and Stumpy was a bridge for enough of the poor going up. Because remember Portmore was an emerging community where had so much talent. And Stumpy was an in the street youth over there. So, if my memory serves me right, I probably Stumpy, but he was originally at Penthouse. You see me I say? But when they split now and Dave, you know me I say as a little youth, because Jeremy never do. As I say, a whole lot of people that did get. Because of Bojo, a whole lot of people wouldn't get the shine with them to get. So, the split of Penthouse and Madhouse was one of the best things I could happen for like a Terra Fabulous. You see me I say? Because I remember saying enough of them tune in general. You better order or no cough and pull down a Penthouse tune them tune. So Fabulous was at Penthouse. So I knew Fabulous. Sessa. I know Sessa. You see me I say? Yeah, I know Sessa. Yeah. And then there was the ELS project now. That after we made the shift from Penthouse to Madhouse now, me and Wayne Wonder. And then Baby Sham came in.
Okay, so tell me how that shift even came in the first place, because all you guys were originally part of Penthouse, including Dave. He left. You guys still stayed for a while, and then you guys went over. How did all of that shift take place in the first place?